this one surprises me. Conor Gallagher possibly on the way out. Is that for real?
Let's look at his situation just now. He seems to be a really important player for Mauricio Pochettino. And I'm saying Mauricio Pochettino because when you look at Chelsea, you've got to separate the importance of a player for the manager compared to the importance of the player and what he can bring money-wise to the football club themselves. He has started 19 of the Chelsea's 20 Premier League games this season.
That's why I'm surprised.
Reece James has been injured, the club captain, and he's been captaining Chelsea in Reece James's absence as well. So he evidently is an important player. On the flip side, he's got 18 months left on his contract. So things are going to have to come to a head very, very soon with regard to Conor Gallagher. Now, we knew during the summer that Chelsea needed to raise funds by, I think it was June the 30th was the cut-off point with all of the FFP and profit and sustainability rules that are attributable to all clubs. They're all looking at this situation. And they did sell well, Chelsea did, but they also bought a load of players again, which means come January and next summer, that cycle is going to have to continue. So by June the 30th, they need to raise funds again. Now, the easiest way to raise funds is to sell players which can give you a pure profit. Now, Conor Gallagher, Trevor Chalobah is another example, are two players who can give Chelsea pure profit because they're academy products. But on the flip side of that is everything that I've said and how important he is to this current Chelsea team. I'm told that talks will have to happen, and they will happen between the club and his representatives sooner rather than later, not necessarily over a new contract or whether he leaves, but simply because of his contract situation just now, because it is coming to a head. Whether he will leave in this transfer window and Chelsea can get the money that they want, or whether Chelsea are thinking, you know what, he is that important to us, we want to extend his contract. And then that will then, you would think, drag on to the next transfer window. But if they can't sort it out then that price for him will probably come down because he'll only have 12 months left. But it would represent a pure profit. And that's why, in one way, yes, we are surprised, but in another way, we shouldn't be.
Mark, Ange Postecoglou said he wants 4 or 5 in. Could Conor Gallagher be a good fit for Spurs?
Well, historically, Chelsea and Tottenham don't do business when it comes to transfers, but never say never. He would definitely fit the profile of what Ange Postecoglou wants from a midfielder. Box-to-box, high energy, front press, work hard. He'll give everything for the cause, so he'd definitely tick that set of boxes. And he's a young player as well with huge potential. And Ange Postecoglou will be looking at Conor Gallagher thinking, I can improve him. I can make him even better. You saw how influential he was on his loan spells, whether that was at Charlton or Swansea or West Brom or Palace. He was always a player that was in the team that would be right at the top end of names on the team sheet first. It hasn't quite worked out for him at Chelsea this season. It hasn't been as effective with goals and assists, but he still has so much to offer, and I think he would definitely fit what Ange and Tottenham are looking to do at the moment.
What do you think, Darren? Would Chelsea let him go and let him go to Tottenham?
Yeah, I agree. I'm surprised that Chelsea would let him go, given the current circumstances they find themselves in. But Dharmesh spoke perfectly about the 100% profit that they'd received. But yeah, he fits Spurs 100%. I think Basuma, we've seen when Basuma and Pape Sarr kind of get suspended or injured, he's a big miss there. And when he was at Crystal Palace, he played kind of a role further forward, and he managed to pick up 9 Premier League goals, I think, at Crystal Palace. But not only that, he works extremely hard, and that's what he's on the front foot, and that's what I've seen from Spurs this season. And particularly, I'll talk about Crystal Palace. I watched him a lot there. He was someone who would win the ball up, play that high press, win it back. He wouldn't get the direct assist, but he'd be the catalyst to the move that would end in a goal. So I think he would definitely fit the bill for Tottenham Hotspur 100%.
We should also say, just very, very briefly, we shouldn't be that surprised that Tottenham are after him, because if you go back to the summer transfer window, they tried to do a late deal for Conor Gallagher, and they actually went as far as talking to Chelsea to find out the conditions of the deal. But by then, I think Chelsea were thinking this is far too late to be able to do a deal. Let's revisit if we need to in January. It looks like it will get revisited, but I don't think anyone expected Gallagher, given that Chelsea were almost thinking, look, are we going to sell him or not, to have started that many games so far this season.